So we got a pickup, so 3, 4, rest beat 1, we walk into it. Mike's Music Method Outdoor Session. Today we're doing Codeine Dream by Colter. This was requested by Logan and others. A great tune, so I did it. It's taken off the live version. You're gonna love it. We're doing this outside because it's September and it's a gorgeous, end of summer. The heat and humidity are gone and I just need to be outside getting some nice sunlight. So, if you're new to Mike's Music Method, we're doing Colter. We're gonna do every darn note of the song. It's a lot of information. It's going to go on for a while. Go note for note. If you're a more advanced player, skip around. But for everybody, as you're learning, maybe every time you learn 4 measures, 8 measures, take a break. The second part of the video, the middle section, is Campfire Ready. It's where we sing and play at the same time. So the beginning is really nitty-gritty. You can burn out if you do too much of it. But always jump to the middle of the video where we talk about singing and playing it. So you want to get all the details, but at the other end, you want to trust your intuition and just sing to a chord chart. And over time, both of those things are going to come together and you're going to nail this song. You're going to do it as good as Colter. You are going to do it better than Colter. Then at the very end of the video, we have slow run-throughs. So when you learn a whole section at the beginning, like the intro, jump to the very end of the video where we do a slow run-through of that section. When you learn the verse, jump to the end of the video, we do a slow run-through. So those timestamps are your best friend. I put a lot of time into marking them so you can navigate this video and more easily and successfully learn the song. And that's my goal. I'm Mike. I'm here to teach you these songs, not to show off my skill set, right? I want you to learn. I'm passionate about you learning. If you don't get it down, join the Discord. If you still can't learn it, harass me, write me an email, mikesmusicmethod@gmail.com. You frickin' loser. You said I'd learn the song, I can't learn it, and I'll give you a Zoom lesson and you'll learn it, man. You're gonna learn it. That's it. All the tabs and these tutorials, everything is I hate to say free, I need a different word for it, but they're freely available. Of course, I encourage you to sign up for a plan because I pour a lot of time into this channel. So pay me for what I'm worth. But if you're new here or you're totally broke, this stuff can still be had for free. So go to mikesmusicmethod.com, print out that tab. It'll be up on the screen, but it's great to have it with you also. And that's it. Take your time. Like I said, don't get frustrated. If you're getting burnt out, you're spending more than 20 minutes on the nitty-gritty, jump to the slow run-throughs and just sing it while you strum the chords. Give yourself that breathing room. You're going to learn faster that way. No more talking. No capo. We're getting straight to the song is what I'm saying. There's still going to be a lot of talking, but the intro is ending, okay? The song doesn't have a capo, but when you see Colter played, he's tuned down a whole step and he capos the 2nd fret, which is the same as standard. So let's do it in standard. And that's it. By the end of this video, you're going to have some nice tricks in there. Colter is very influenced by Townes Van Zandt, so you're going to hear a lot of Townes coloring. On the difficulty level, last thing, I have a tabs database on my website. Every tutorial I've done is listed by level of difficulty. I don't know. I haven't really thought about this yet, but it's a 4 or a 5. So if you've done other songs, you can chart it. If it's too hard for you, you only done 3s, maybe not to do it yet. But if you've done some 4s, do this one. That's it. Let's do it. I'm Mike. You're going to learn this song. Yes. All right. Mike's Music Method outside mode today. So no capo. Again, you might see Colter doing capo 2, but it's because he's down tuned a whole step. So don't worry about that. We're in standard tuning. And we start with a walk. Rest. 2, 3, 4. So we're resting, playing a low G, 3rd fret, open on the 5th string, 2nd fret on that 5th string. Just a classic country walk into our first C chord. Now, a lot of this C chord, we're going to do some pinky work. We're going to have our pinky down quite a bit on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So check this out. First, though, our thumb is doing this 3-stringed pattern, and you're going to have to move the ring finger here, too. So we're going to do 5th, 4th, then we move our ring finger up to snag the 6th. Then we go back to the 4th. All right, so those are all the downbeats. Our Travis picking a 3-note thumb pattern, I call it. Now when we add the 1st note, we're going to do, I'm doing thumb to the middle finger on the 1st string, and that 3rd fret is down. fourth. Then right after our thumb hits the fourth, my pointer finger is going to hit the third. Now, we're going to have 3 melody notes in this measure, the first, second, and the third string. You know, most guys aren't comfortable using the ring finger unless you're a folk player or a classical player. You can use it there, but I would shift, right? I'm doing middle, then I'm doing the pointer finger on the third string. So that's the first 4 notes of the measure. And here is where we shift. So I would just practice that. Do the beginning of the measure, then get the shift and finish with the thumb. 1 and 2 and thumb, thumb. Once that gets comfortable, we're going to add the and beat of the beat 3. So once I hit that low thumb, I'm doing my middle finger on the second string this time. So the strings are 5, 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4. We'll add the last note later. Try that again. 3, 4. And once you get good at that, we're going to try to add the last note, which is pointer finger again on the third string. So the strings, 5, 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, 3, 5, 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, 3. Measure 3, still a C chord. We're gonna lift that pinky and pinch 5 and 1. But then immediately, I'm putting my pinky down on the 3rd fret of the B string, the 2nd string, and I'm hitting that with my pointer finger. So pinching thumb and middle, putting that down and doing it with my pointer finger. And if that's hard, practice that alone a bunch with the thumb. I always encourage you to keep the thumb going because it keeps the whole thing musical. And you notice this thumb pattern is 3 beats or 3 strings again. So 5, 2, 4, 6, 4, 5, 2, 4. Now let's add the next note, which is pinch and thumb. So I gotta lift the pinky right away, that and of beat 2. 1 and 2 and I lift the pinky and I'm using my pointer finger again there. So pinch, thumb and middle, pointer finger, thumb goes to the 4th string, pointer finger, but I lift the pinky in the left hand to get that 2nd string. I'll just do the thumb for the rest of the measure. Practice that way so we're building 1 melody note at a time. Then at the end of beat 3, go right back to the pointer finger. So after I hit the 6th string, I'm going back to the pointer finger. Then at the very end, after that final note, I'm hitting open on the 3rd string. So the whole measure, 3, 4, pinch and thumb and thumb and thumb and 5 and 1, 2nd string, 4, 2, 6, 2, 4, 3. And I can do this a lot of ways. I can do middle, and then pointer, pointer, then shift to the middle here, middle, pointer. Where you want to use that middle and pointer is up to you, but what I would say is pick what feels right and stick with it. Otherwise, you're going to confuse yourself by doing it different ways every time. Measure 4. Everyone has a lot of trouble with these F chords because we need to do the thumb over the top. For a lot of people, this is a problem. Now, the reason we need to do the thumb over the top is because we have an open to 2 hammer-on. This is pretty darn hard. I mean, I can do it like this. This is called the Leonard Cohen F, where I have play a normal bar chord F, get rid of your pinky so we can have it for melodic stuff, and move the ring finger down. You'll notice that the 5th string now is not playing a note in the chord, but it doesn't matter because when we're finger picking, we're skipping it. So I call it the Leonard Cohen F. I learned that shape from Cohen. Now the only hard part is it's still really hard to do open to 2 because you can't just lift this, because if you lift that, you're doing 1 to 2. And that sounds cool in a blues context, but it's not what Colter is doing. If you want to do that, you have to lift the pointer as well, and then hammer on with the middle at the same time as you're dropping that pointer finger. So that's tricky. You can do it, but I would do thumb over the top. The other option is if it either way is really too difficult, then just ignore this first part of measure 4. You don't have to do the open to 2. One other thing, you'll notice that opens in parentheses because I can't tell if he's picking that open again or if it's just ringing from the previous measure and he's hammering. Right, if he's hammering from the previous open, I'm going to pinch and have you play it again, but if it's easier to do it the other way, do it the other way. Really hard to tell exactly what Colter's doing there. So my thumb is just going from 6 to 4 on that F chord. Oh, and don't worry about barring the pointer finger. We don't need the first string, so I'm just doing 1. Starting on the second string, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, a little staircase with the thumb over the top. Makes the thumb over the top a bit easier. It's really hard to bar both of these with the thumb over the top, but we don't have to do that. So it's all fingertips on these 3. And I'm going to pinch 6 and 3 and do a hammer on there, open to 2. So I have to lift this middle finger, get a hammer on. So that's just the first one. Then after that, we're doing, I got to get the pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And it's a triplet, 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 triplet. So pinching with a hammer, then I'm immediately doing the middle finger on the 2nd string, but with the pinky down. Then my thumb does 4. Well, let's just do that. Just get used to that move. Triplet, 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 triplet. Then after that, we go back to the pointer finger hits the 3rd string again. Thumb, pointer. Thumb, pointer. And remember, it's not a triplet anymore. Triplet, triplet, 2 and 3, 4. Triplet, 2 and 3, 4. After that, triplet, 2, sorry. Then we pinch here on B3. I'm pinching thumb and middle on 6 and 2 are the strings. But after that pinch, we're also going to have to go to the pointer finger on B3. Right after the pinch, I'm doing right to pointer. And at the very end, I'm going to lift the chord, do an open string cheat. The pointer finger's going to be open on the and of beat 4. And I lift the whole chord. I call it an open string cheat. It gives us a moment to get to the next chord. One time slow, 3, 4. And measure 5 is back to a C chord. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm just going to walk you through this one quick. Thumb on 5, middle on 2, thumb on 4, pointer on 3. Second half of the measure, thumb goes to 6, as well as the ring finger, all the way to the top string with my pinky down, and I'm doing thumb middle there, then thumb on 4, pointer on 3. So the whole measure, 3, 4. Measure 6 is the same, starts the same. That's all the same, but then check this out. There's open 1 on the lowest string. We get a cool little walk into this lovely F sharp chord. Or sorry, he does that later, a D with an F sharp in the bass. I'm getting ahead of myself. So measure 7, he does this quick hammer on, and Colter loves to do this. He does this all the time in the song Motorcycle. Oh, if you love Colter, I think I have a whole Colter Wall playlist. Just search in YouTube Mike's Music Method Colter Wall, or search my website. Got a bunch of Colter Wall songs, and he does this move a lot in Motorcycle, where he's doing a G chord, but he does a very quick 2 to 3 hammer on, and then he hits the 2nd string right after it with his middle finger, then the thumb on 4, 6, then after that he immediately hits the pointer finger. So that's the first half of the measure, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Second half of the measure is just 6 all the way to the top string, right? Pinky's down, it's a G chord. Then thumb on 4, pointer on 3. So we have measure 8's back to a C. Measure 9. Now we walk this C chord. This part's really neat. Love this. So we start on a C and we're just doing 5, 2, 2. And I'm doing thumb middle. Then I'm moving it to a G. And then I'm doing pointer finger on the 3rd string. So 3rd fret, 6th string, pointer on the 3rd. I'm going to let all the high ones ring out. And after that, I'm doing open on the 5th string, back to middle on the 2nd. Then I got to do 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then open on the 3rd. So you notice the top notes are just 1, open, right? 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. And then the bass, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, a C, G, get that down nice and smooth. Measure 10 is the start of the verse. It's going to look really similar. So guys, that is like the bulk of it. We got one other tricky chord coming up, but besides that, that's it. So the verse, he simplifies it. Now in the recording, the live recording, his voice is a lot louder than the guitar, so it's hard to know if he's hitting some extra color in there. But often he's keeping it that simple. It's just 5, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3 on that C chord. Measure 11. The end of this measure is really goofy, guys. If anyone can figure out what you think he's doing, let me know. I've slowed it down. I think I know what's happening, but it makes no intuitive sense to me, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a different way. So I'm going to play the measure just kind of how we did this before. That's it. So ignore the little 3 in parentheses and just play it normal. So it's 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, 3. And it's thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Right? So simple enough doing it that way. But what's really weird is you hear him like hammer into the F early. Like he's like hammering as he hits that open. But I wouldn't worry about it. I'm putting it in there because if you hear that and it sounds different, it's because it is. But it's not worth the effort, and I can't exactly even figure out like what fingers he's doing. It's just not a move that I'm used to at all, and it's throwing me off. I kind of slightly admit defeat here, all right? But yeah, I think what he's doing though is the moment he hits that open, he's just hammering like silently onto the 3. So it's kind of weird that ring finger is going to the F before the thumb is. To me, my brain doesn't want to do it. It doesn't add that much color and flavor. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not worth the effort for me. So even I'm simplifying things every once in a while. So then what I'm going to do is when I get to measure 12, I'm just doing what we did before earlier in the song. We have that triplet. Yeah, that's exactly the same as that earlier F that we saw. Let's put 11 and 12 together just so the tab doesn't confuse you. 3, 4. Now I'm going to try to get that little hammer in there, how he's doing it for you purists. 3, 4. 13, back to a C. Seen that before, nothing new. 14. Just no high string. Let's keep rolling, you guys got this. 15 we've seen before. Oh no, a little different. Oh yeah, this is the new part. This is cool. So we have C chord, 5, 2, 4, 3. Then we hit open on the 6th string to the pointer finger. So it's really just these two, but I'm keeping the whole chord down. Well, no, I'm going to lift it, never mind. To kind of erase that sound. So 6 to 2. And then I'm using my middle finger there. I'm doing 6th string and then open on the 3rd with my pointer finger. So I'm doing thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. 3, 4. Into a G chord in 16. Hear the singing is loud. Again, I don't know exactly what colors he's doing on top, but I'm doing 6, 4, 3, 6, 2, and I got the pinky down on the 3rd fret of that 2nd string. 4, 3. So 6, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, 3. The fingers are thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Then 17, we stay on that G. We go 6 to 1, thumb on 4. Then we're going to hammer the 3rd string open to 2, that beautiful G6. And here you'll notice in this measure, he breaks out of Travis picking, so don't let that throw you off, because we're just kind of have the normal Travis picking, but then we're just letting the melody take over from there. So we've got 6, 1, 4, 3, and here's where I'm breaking out of the Travis. I do a hammer. Then right after I do that hammer, I'm going to do my middle finger on the 2nd string after that open to 2 hammer. Keep missing it, sorry. And then I'm doing thumb on the 4th string, pointer on the 3rd for the ending. There's from the hammer. Pointer, middle, thumb, pointer. 3, 4. 18's back to a simple C. 19 just continues with a high note. Seen that before. 20 is new. Here we go to an A minor. It kind of switches up at the end of the verse. He doesn't always do this hammer on, but the first time he does, we're going to pinch 4 and 3 with thumb and pointer, and I'm hammering into the A minor chord. I know it's just open to 2, but it's way easier at this moment to use that hammer on just to get into the chord, even though you're not sounding all of them. Then I immediately hit the 2nd string with my middle finger. I don't know if you guys have clearly been hearing my birds, huh? After that, I'm doing thumb on 4, pointer on 3. Then our thumb goes to 6, so our pattern here is 5, just like we did on the C chord. 5, 4, 6, 4. After the 6, we go to middle finger on the 2nd string, thumb on 4, pointer on 3. Only the hammer-on's new, otherwise it looks a lot like the C chord we've been doing. 3, 4. 21, we just linger on that A minor. Just thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. 5, 2, 4, 3 are the strings. Then we do that same walk we've seen before. Open on the 5th string, 1st fret on the 2nd. Then we do the B, 2nd fret on the 5th string, open on the 3rd. Cool little walk again. 3, 4. Normal C in 22. And then we have the cool little fill again here in 23. Same thing, really pretty. You got that. 24, almost done. The verse. And then the walk again. Exactly the same as before. Song flow note is that once you get there in measure 25, we go back to measure 10 for another verse. Now, it's only the first verse that's like a double, run through. And then it's the chorus. So stop the video, go to the end of the video, don't stop it. Pause, jump to the end, do a slow run through of that intro and that verse. Make sure you got it really good. Better to have 4 measures awesome than fumble through the song. So go slow. Once you get this verse rock solid, continue with the chorus. All right, measure 26. Now I know you're probably totally lost in terms of song flow, but that's the whole thing I said early in the video, singing and playing together. And you should be doing both simultaneously, right? Try to get good at 3 or 4 measures. Once you get burnt out on doing that hard stuff, go back to just strumming and singing it, and both of these things will come together for you. All right, we're in measure 26, and it's an F chord. Really similar to what we've seen before in the verse. Pinching 6 and 3, and I'm doing that hammer on again with that middle finger open to 2. Then immediately to the pointer finger. And then here, we don't need the funny pinky work. It's just 6, 2, 4, 3 at the end. So simplified from that harder version of the F. 27 is the new chord though. We have a D7 with an F sharp in the bass. We don't need the high string. So there's a few ways to do it. I'm doing the thumb over the top. You don't have to do the thumb over the top. You could do it like this. This is a pretty common way to do it, where you've got nothing, first fret with a pointer. Either, well, I do the ring on 2 in the middle there. I think that's how I do it. Yeah, of course. Ring on 2, and then middle finger on the lowest 2. Or you could do thumb over the top, and it looks a lot like a normal D7. You don't need the ring finger because we're not playing that one. So normal D7, you don't need the ring finger, thumb over the top. Your choice. Really pretty, I love this. So we're doing 6, 2, 4, 3 is the beginning. Thumb, middle, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Second half of the measure, we pinch 6 and 2, but we have to lift our pointer finger. It's open. And then immediately to the pointer finger on the 3rd string. Then we lift the chord and just do open, thumb, open, pointer, 4, 3. Sorry, 3, 4. 3, 4. You even hear my thumb farting out sometimes. It's hard on this nylon string to get that thumb over the top. Gotta be conscious of it. I'm lifting a little early. I would just wait till the end to lift. Yeah, that's way cleaner. I was doing it too early. Just lift at the very end so everything is as smooth as possible. 28's back to a C. 29's back to an F. Very simple. Nothing, I don't think anything to explain there. 30, we do have a little movement. Love this. You can tell that Colter is very inspired by Townes Van Zandt. So many of his fills and runs and little riffs are Townes. You know, you can tell the guy loved Townes Van Zandt and studied his picking. So what we're doing here, pinching 6 and 2, but then we're immediately hitting the 2nd string again with our pinky down. And you can do the same finger, like pointer, pointer, or middle, middle. You could also alternate. If I'm pinching with my middle, I might follow up with my pointer next. So no right or wrong there. I'm not going to bust your butt on that one. And then thumb on 4, pointer on 3. You can just practice that. Remember, always keep the thumb going for breathing room when you loop something. Second half of the measure, we're going to pinch 6 and 2 here. So 6 and 2, then my pointer goes to the 3rd string. Thumb on 4, and then I lift it, get that open. So 3, 4. 31, C. 32, G. With a little fill. So we got a lot of repeats. We're just going to breeze through this. 33, no, make a note in the tab there, 32, that says to Coda. So the very last time, right after that part, we would jump to the Coda there. But we don't do it now. We go to 31, which is just a C chord. Same walk in 34. Yep, 35, just, oh, so then 35, we have this musical break, very similar to all the other parts, but there are like 2 little fills in there that are worth going over. But 35 and 36 isn't going to be new. 36, we had that pinky movement earlier in the song. 37, pinch with the F, pinky down. And here it's a little different. Here he just does all the melodies. So his thumb jumps to the 3rd string there. Thumb jumps to the 3rd, lift it, and do the pointer finger on the same string. Doc Watson does this all the time. If you're not used to it, it can be a lot harder than you think it would be, right? We're used to doing thumb pointer all the time, but it becomes quite different when they're hitting the same string. Make sure you're getting that clean. 38, back to a C. Simple. 39 is cool. do this. We do a quick, I'm doing thumb. So we're on a C chord at 5/4 is pretty quick. And then I'm pinching, I'm doing pointer and middle at the same time. Sorry, I hope this outdoor one doesn't backfire on me. It's just such a beautiful fall day. Hope y'all can see me good enough. So I'm doing pointer and middle, and I'm hitting like part of the C chord, but I'm using that middle finger to actually hammer onto the 3rd string. And then I go right back to lifting it. And I suppose you could lift it. Yeah, so we're kind of like sweet picking, right? You don't have to hold those 3 and 2 down. So doing pointer and middle every time. Pointer and middle again on the 2nd and 3rd strings. Then the same idea on the 3rd and 4th string. I mean, you could shift your pointer and middle. I'm doing thumb and pointer as my instinct, but that doesn't mean you should do it that way. And it's open, and I'm hammering the 2nd fret now on the 4th string, and then lifting it back up. So that whole part we have. Yeah, if you want to do pointer and middle both times, you can, or at pointer middle. And I'm doing thumb pointer, whatever you like, and then we're just doing C, 3rd fret, 5th string, and then open on the 4th. So go slow, get used to that. I know lead work for a lot of just open, people are only used to open chords. That can feel hard. I grew up playing metal, so I kind of take it for granted. My left hand knows what it's doing. 3, 4. 3, 4. Yeah, so cool. Into a G. Great little measure here. So we got chromaticism. We're just doing 6/2 on or 6/1 on a G chord. Then I'm going to walk up chromatically. Triple it, 0, 1, 2 on the 5th string. Then I'm going to hammer open to 2 on the 4th. Lifts it right back open. 0, 1, 2, hammer open 2. Lift it right back up. Measure 2nd fret on the 5th string, play a B, and then open a G on the 3rd string. But with the G's in there, 3, 4. Yeah! You love it. You know you love it. You freaking love it. The chicken loves it too. You hear the chicken? The chicken loves it. You love it. It's a great little riff. 41, back to the C. Same fill. Then, song flow note, DS. That means desegno. The segno is the sign. It's that funny little looking S thing. It's actually just the verse though. So we'd go all the way back to the verse, which is, I don't know, what was it measured? 10 or something? Yeah, the segno is at 10. And you would do the whole thing again. You'd go to the chorus, but after measure 32 this time, you jump to the coda. So the song flow is kind of weird. It's like verse, verse, chorus, instrumental thing, verse, chorus, and then we would jump to the coda. So after going through it all again with no repeat on the verse, once you get to measure 32, we would jump to the coda. And the coda is just right here in measure 43. You see the little double bar line, right? It's marking a new section. The coda symbol is smashed inside of the text. I'll try and fix that, but if you're looking at the tab, you might be like, what is he talking about? It's a little bug in the program. I don't know how to get the coda symbol not to be smashed in with my text. Anyway, 43, simple C, you've seen 100 times, and then the coda is really just the ending chord, where he does a C sus into a C, so I lift that middle finger, and I hammer it down. Go to a G chord, but he's just doing the low voices, like only hitting the lowest 3. Then this part's cool. You'll see it's a big C. I call it big C. Think of a C chord, put that ring finger up, but have the pinky fill its place, right? Because often we can just finger pick a C/G like this, but when we strum it, we want all those notes in there. So it's a C chord with an added G on the bottom. And what he's doing is he's strumming, it's a sus chord at the beginning, so no middle finger. And he does the first 4, and then he hammers after he hits the first 4. He goes all the way to the 3rd string. But notice that you'll hit that 3rd string, then hammer. And it looks weird in tab because the 2 is attached to the previous open, you know what I mean? And then he hits the second string. Sorry, you only strum to the 3rd, that's what I keep messing up. And then hammer on immediately once you hit that 3rd string. Then he hits the 2nd string. And the way you do it with your thumb is you would drag all the way to the 3rd and then do the hammer. But my thumb stays right there, right? You'll notice it's resting on that 2nd string, and that's the one I need to hit. Whoops. Kind of hard to do if you're not used to that. Really beautiful though. Gorgeous little roll. We call that a roll. There's a way to annotate that where you stack it as a chord, but you put just like squiggly line next to it, and that means a roll. But I kind of wrote it as all different notes to get the hammer on in there. I can't talk to you and do it at the same time. I'm working on it. Congrats, you did it. We're going to talk about singing it, and again, do a slow run through of that chorus. I didn't say to do that earlier. Make sure you do a slow run through at the end of the video, that instrumental section. Get it all good. And the whole time you should be singing and playing, which is what we're about to do now. Playing and singing. So take some breaks when you're grinding out that hard stuff, learn it note for note. Step back and get the big picture, right? We need these 2 things. They're kind of different ends of the spectrum, and they're going to meet together, and you're going to play it just as good as Colter. That's what's happening. You're going to do it right now. All right, so what we're doing is we're just going to strum the chords. So we got a chord chart. I'll pop it up here. And just do down strums or whatever you want to do to keep it simple and get the song flow. Praying on the north wind, lead me to my door. Thumbing through my greenbacks, swearing I had more. Some cruel nightly cycle leaves me crying on a motel floor. I don't cry for you anymore. So that's it. Let's skip the 2nd verse and we'll go to the chorus here. 3, 4. Every day it seems my whole damn life's just a codeine dream. I don't dream of you anymore. So we're getting used to the vocal phrasing while we do down strums. Next step would maybe do a more involved strum pattern, or you could start to just do your thumb. That's another really powerful one. So yeah, it's basic rhythm, but we need coordination. Praying on the north wind, lead me to my door. Thumbing through my greenbacks, swearing I had more. You get the idea. From there, a basic pattern. Don't skip this step. That could just be like 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Could be 1 pinch, 3 and 4 and. Depending on your skill level, pick a basic pattern that it's a little hard to sing, but over time you want that right hand to get to muscle memory. Praying on the north wind, lead me to my door. So many basic patterns you can do. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 pinch, 3 and 4 and. Just look at the tab that we did. Any measure that you think the pattern shows up a lot, try that. Do not skip this step. It's how you get your right hand to muscle memory. The better you get at these basic patterns, the easier the harder stuff is going to be. And not only that, but often you can do a basic pattern and save yourself the whole damn tutorial, right? Sometimes a basic pattern is going to give you like 80% of the oomph of the song, and it's going to be 80% easier than actually going through the whole song. So 80% of oomph with only 20% the effort is pretty awesome. So there's lots of songs, lots of times that I'll just look at a chord chart of a song, and that's it. I'll come up with my own finger picking pattern. I won't bother listening to Colter or Prine or Towns, and I'll just pick along with a basic pattern. It sounds great, and most people wouldn't notice. And then from there, yeah, maybe there's one or two fills that you want to incorporate, but don't obsess on the tab is what I'm saying. I know we just spent like 25 minutes or however long going through the tab. That is how we get better. But when you perform something, you don't want to obsess on the tab. You don't have to memorize every note and every hammer-on, and you can do it a little bit different. And as you get better, it's going to be joyful to do it different. It's going to be easier. You're going to trust your instincts, and you're going to learn not to sweat the tab. But in the meantime, we learn from the greats. That's how we get good. We study them. We learn them note for note. But bring those two elements together, that skillful mastery of detail, and then trusting your intuition. And that's it. Let's do the slow run-throughs. Slow run of the intro. So measure 1 to 9. So we got a pickup. So 3, 4, rest, beat 1. We walk into it. Beautiful. You can practice palm muting it a little bit too if you wanted to. Sorry. Get the idea. Putting a little bit of the butt of my palm on those lower 3 strings. Slow run of the verse from measure 10. 2, 3, 4. Time 3, 4. Rain, the north wind, lead me my door. Greenbacks, slow run of the chorus, 26 to 34. 3, 4. Beautiful. I'm noticing in all those little fills, like look at 32. Once I do that hammer on, I'm kind of killing the D. Maybe his is ringing, I don't know, but I kind of like the punchiness of that. So much subtlety and nuance is all I'm saying. I know the tab's one thing, but then you still got to do a lot of work from there. Listen, use your ear to give each part its proper feel. Are things staccato or legato, etc. Slow run, musical bridge. We're going to do 35 to 42, and then we'll just tag the ending, even though it doesn't really happen there in the song. 35, 3, 4. Slower. 3, 4. Thumb, pointer. And go as slow as you have to if that's still too quick. Any measure that you struggle with, write it down and spend a lot of time just practicing that. Yeah, so, but yeah, my point there is if you're struggling with only 2 measures, stop playing the whole thing and hyper-focus on those 2 measures, make a little creative study piece with it, play the same fingerings over different chords, do the right hand alone, look at your left hand without playing the right, whatever it takes to get it really good, but stop rehearsing the whole tune and try to smooth those parts out. And then the Coda is just 43. 3, 4. Still butchering that part. It's because I actually have to look at my right hand. That's my problem. I'm not good enough at that technique where I need to use my eyeballs still to stop at the right point. It'd be way easier for me to just like